Did you know that a simple dog's bark once solved a murder mystery that had left an entire town baffled for months? That's right. A loyal four-legged companion did what top forensic experts couldn't. In today's video, we'll uncover the case cracked by a dog's bark. This isn't just a story about a pet. It's a case that reshaped how investigators now think about animal behavior in crime scenes. Stick around until the end, because number one will absolutely shock you. We'll also reveal how, in 2025, new developments in this remarkable case have pushed forensic science to a whole new level. You won't want to miss what's coming. It all began in a quiet, leafy suburb of Portland, Oregon. A young woman named Hannah Cole, 32 years old, was found dead in her living room on a rainy April morning in 2023. No signs of forced entry, no obvious weapon, no motive. The police were puzzled. She was beloved by neighbors and had no criminal background. The only witness? Her dog, Max, a 5-year-old German Shepherd, known around the neighborhood for his intelligence and loyalty. Little did anyone know, Max would soon become the key to unraveling one of the most complex murder cases in the state's recent history. When the neighbors first called 911, it wasn't because they suspected foul play. It was because Max wouldn't stop barking. He barked constantly for nearly 12 hours straight. What was strange was how he barked. Short, panicked bursts, followed by whining, then growling. One neighbor, an XK9 handler, told police that dog wasn't just upset. He was trying to say something. That comment prompted officers to look at Max more closely. They placed him under the supervision of a police animal behaviorist, a move that would ultimately change the direction of the entire investigation. Enter Dr. Lindsay Monroe, an expert in canine behavior from Stanford University. She observed Max's behavior and noted something unusual. He would growl only in the presence of one particular person, Hannah's coworker, Ethan Blake, who had stopped by to offer condolences. Max's reaction was immediate and aggressive. Dr. Monroe explained that dogs associate people with experiences and emotional memory, and Max's behavior could indicate fear, distrust, or trauma. Police began looking into Ethan, who until then was not even a suspect. Upon investigating Ethan, authorities discovered that he had no alibi for the night Hannah died. But that alone wasn't enough. They needed something solid. That's when a forensics team revisited the crime scene with a new canine-assisted investigation unit, a team trained to detect biological evidence missed by human investigators. Max led the team straight to a seemingly clean carpet near the couch. Under UV light, trace blood spatter was discovered, blood that had been cleaned up but not entirely erased. DNA analysis confirmed it was Ethan's. When confronted with the forensic evidence and Max's reaction, Ethan finally broke. He admitted to confronting Hannah about embezzled funds at their workplace. An argument escalated, and in a moment of rage, he pushed her. She fell and hit her head. Instead of calling 911, he panicked and staged the scene. Ethan believed he had covered his tracks. What he didn't account for was Max, who had witnessed it all and remembered the attacker. A dog's bark, seemingly meaningless, became the first domino in a chain reaction of justice. Fast forward to 2025, and this case has become part of training curriculum in multiple forensic academies. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, BAU, even published a new study on how animal reactions can serve as behavioral evidence. Law enforcement is now working more closely with canine behavior specialists during investigations. The case has also led to increased funding for animal forensic science, a niche but growing field. Universities like NYU and UC Davis have launched programs that teach forensic professionals to interpret animal behavior in crime scenes. Max, the German Shepherd, has even received a national award for his role. One of the most debated topics following the case was whether an animal's behavior could legally be considered evidence. Courts had to evaluate if Max's reaction to Ethan was valid or coincidental. Legal experts ultimately ruled that while Max's behavior was not direct evidence, it could lead to admissible supporting evidence, like the blood discovered later. This subtle distinction has shaped how future trials involving animal witnesses may be approached. While dogs can't take the stand, their instincts are no longer dismissed as irrelevant or merely emotional responses. Dogs like Max are not just pets. They are highly intelligent creatures with memory, pattern recognition, and emotional attachment. Studies in 2024 by Dr. Amy Bradshaw at MIT showed that dogs can remember specific events for up to 2 years, especially those involving trauma or heightened emotional response. This supports the theory that Max didn't just remember a face. He remembered the event and connected it emotionally to the person involved. Such studies are now influencing how police K9 units are trained across the US and Europe. The story went viral worldwide. Max became a media sensation, featured on 60 Minutes, National Geographic, and even in an animated Netflix documentary released in March 2025. The public fell in love with the idea of a dog being not just man's best friend, but also justice's most loyal ally. Social media exploded with hashtags like #JusticeByBark and #GoodBoyMax. Pet owners everywhere began to look at their dogs differently, not just as companions, but as protectors with memories and instincts that can't be ignored. In April 2025, 2 years after Hannah's death, Oregon passed the Max Act, a new law that requires any violent crime investigation involving pets to be reviewed by an animal behavior expert. The bill was passed with bipartisan support and is now being considered in 6 other states. Max now lives with Hannah's sister and continues to enjoy a peaceful life. But his story is far from forgotten. A bronze statue of Max was unveiled outside the Portland Police Department this year, honoring his unexpected heroism and the new frontier he opened in forensic science. So, what does this case teach us? That sometimes, the key to solving a mystery doesn't lie in a microscope or an autopsy report, but in the instincts of a creature who can't speak, yet sees everything. In a world full of advanced tech and AI, a dog's bark cut through the noise and pointed to the truth. This is more than a true crime story. It's a reminder that justice can come from the most unexpected places. If you found this story fascinating, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more real-life mysteries, forensic deep dives, and cases that challenge what we know. And remember, the next time your dog barks unusually, they might be telling you something important. Thanks for watching The Case Cracked by a Dog's Bark. Stay curious,